Hi there, Cosmo family. My name is Eliali. In this incarnation, I am here today to talk about the energies of this next week from today, December 8th to December 15th. So, there are two important events this week, and I'm going to talk about one of them today, and tomorrow, the full moon in Gemini, I'm going to talk about that. So, well, it is important to understand that this week we have like challenging aspects, but also aspects of support. And actually, it is the mutable quality of Gemini, the one that tells us that the things are not white or black. You know, life has colors, and well, it is also important to learn to observe them. And I am going to explain why am I saying this, with the most important aspect of the week. So let's go in order as always. And remember that I am describing uh, the aspects in a separated way, but all is operating in conjunction. You know, I can focus in my hand, but my body is operating all at the same time. So, well, with this metaphor, I'm going to continue. Tomorrow, December 9th, we have Venus in Aquarius, still in conjunction with Pluto, and making a sextile with the North Node in Aries in a trine with the South Node in Libra. I talked about this the last week because Pluto is also making these aspects, which are harmonic. The difference between both of them it is that the sextile it is a more dynamic aspect. It requires initiative and movement. The trine it is an aspect that we can simply take advantage of it because the energy is already flowing. And for that reason, many times we can overlook, the time, or we can overlook taking the advantage or the opportunity. So Venus in Aquarius at these moments, it is the ruler of the South Node in Libra, which is the point in which we have to clean, to put it in some way, the distorted aspects of this energy. It is about something that we need to let go of. And this means that we have the fluidness, I'm inventing a word, the facility now to identify those patterns in relationships that we are working from July of 2023, where the karma nodes changed to this position. And, North Node, I think I said it, in Aries, and South Node in Libra. So there is a desire, Venus, of experimenting different things, of feeling in greater freedom because we are listening to ourselves, we are listening to our inner voice. This is Aquarius, freedom and authenticity. So we know that avoiding saying or doing things that actually are returning us to our inner balance. And I'm going to make emphasis here because inner imbalance doesn't mean that we are going to take actions or decisions from a place of overwhelming emotions. But well, if we avoid to do what we know internally that returns us from our inner balance to sustain a false harmony with other people, or to create a mask that could be pleasant for others, that truly it is not wanting to be alone and trying to cover up voids in a superficial way. It is that precisely what leads us to the inner conflict that always ends up in a explosion in relationships. And well, we are going to see that we have an aspect very associated with that. That's why I am talking about this. But well, Pluto and Venus making this sextile with the North Node, they are showing us that the decisions that are presenting, because it is like this crossroads, we will have to make a choice in different situations. So these choices require its courage, allowing an aspect of us to die. But because it is a sextile, perhaps we are not experimenting that with much resistance. And well, it is about encouraging ourselves to be from the authenticity, to take that opportunity of being more independent, of being who we are, of opening our way and showing ourselves to the world in a more genuine way. So it is a very nice aspect. On December 10th, and it is already active. This aspect also participates of the full moon in Gemini. I think it is a very, very nice one. We have the Sun in Sagittarius making a trine with Chiron retrograde in Aries. So here we can resignify the painful experiences of this incarnation that marked us in this incarnation, because they truly hide a potential that is revealed when we can embrace them. So that potential, it is expansive and healing for others. That is Chiron. And I'm going to put an example. It is the people that they live the rejection the most. I'm talking about this because Chiron in Aries, it is linked with the wound associated to our identity, to who we are. But you have to take in account your natal Chiron when we have these aspects when Chiron in Aries, in this case, it is being activated in the sky. So what I was saying is that the people that experimented rejection a lot in their lives, when they can integrate that pain, which doesn't imply not feeling that anymore, this implies not reacting in front of that pain, in the face of that pain. Those people are the ones that can really teach us from the acceptance of oneself. And this is an example that can be traduced to many, many imbalances or painful experiences of the past. So we can find a sense and the potential in what was hard for us once. Okay, on December 12th, this is the main aspect, together with the full moon in Gemini of the week. Let's remember that the full moon in Gemini, it is already active. We feel full moons 1 week before and 1 week after. So Venus in Sagittarius, in Aquarius, in conjunction with Pluto, making perfectioning an opposition with Mars retrograde in Leo. This aspect is powerful. We are already feeling it, and it is a challenging movement. We have all the other aspects that I mentioned in the first part of the video, to manage our emotions, to to try to direct our energy in the best way we can. But well, it is a challenging thing that we are going to experiment, that we are experimenting, because well, these oppositions, they imply that the people and the situations that life puts in front of us are reflecting an aspect that is in opposition inside. It is something that we need to integrate, but well, we have the tendency to observe only what is happening on the outside, as humans, I mean. So Venus and Mars are the regents of the karma nodes, and they are very associated to our desires. Venus, the actions that we take for them, Mars, and of course relationships. So that it is the area where we are going to feel this aspect the most. Pluto is going to remove our shadow, what activates the instinct of attacking or defending ourselves, because actually it is being shown the spaces where we are not feeling valued, chosen, associated with Venus, seen or validated, more linked with Mars and Leo. And because Mars is retrograde, this could come from situations of the past, and it's things that we were sustaining and now they are exploding. And that's why it is very important to to approach the conflictive situations in an assertive way, to not accumulate the resentment. It is also an aspect that could reveal the most childish parts of ourselves, the ones that we didn't integrate, and that many times they are claimed on the outside, but now we are adults, and well, it is important to learn to give to ourselves those things, without caring if when we were kids we didn't receive that. What I was talking a minute ago: attention, validation, motivation, etc. So a lot of people doesn't like to observe this kind of things, because this requires honesty and courage to observe those shadows. And it's so much easier to put all the focus and the responsibility on the things on the outside, and what is manifesting on the outside. The other day I left a video talking about the transformation of anger into conscious creation. The video of Mars, this applies a lot for this transit too. There is a lot of tendency to reactivity and that others can activate that part of ourselves. So it is also a very valuable opportunity to transmute those patterns that can lead us to a liberation. Pluto shows us how we are ceding our power to, the actions or the manipulations even of other people, and how we can make that, do that, wanting to exercise that power in a distorted way too. The integration is the inner unification. It is being able to take the evolutionary actions, the needed ones. And this, of course, this implies to make something different. There is something that has to change in ourselves so it can change on the outside. And well, many times this implies also to put a stop to the most primary part of ourselves, or on the contrary, to make this assertive self-affirmation. There are people that have difficulties with this too, with putting the boundaries and telling no when it is necessary too, and then they accumulate their resentment. So well, this is going to be expressed also in the collective, I mean in dynamics between society, Aquarius, and leaders that are linked with Mars in Leo. And I really do think that assuming our power and incarnating leaders and the leadership in ourselves to grow as a community is something very powerful to do. But I don't believe that aggressiveness and chaos are things that are solving anything, because that is the pattern most rooted in the history of humanity. But again, everything has a purpose, and this focus inwards, it is very, very necessary, beyond the imbalances of other people, because they are the ones that have to be responsible for that, and and life. 14-15 of December, and this is also part of the full moon in Gemini, there is a trine between Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius that actually on December 15th is going to be awakened, is going to be direct, and Mars retrograde in Leo. So Mercury is going to be awakened that day, but it is better to wait to December 18th if you have to make an investment, an exchange of information or conversation that is very, very important. So this aspect, we could use it to take decisions respecting to things that we already reevaluate in the retrogradation, actions of the heart, and that are truly aligned with the sense of our path. And well, the last thing that I wanted to say is that the principal aspects of the full moon in Gemini are the conjunction with Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, and the square with Neptune in Pisces that have just became direct. So I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, but it is a week where denials, escapisms, self-deceit are going to be revealed, and deceits in general, because we really have to put the focus in what is aligned with true expansion in our experience. So I am going to expand about this tomorrow. I'm closing this video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.